When you get old and you're locked in because of this damn disease, you sit and do a lot of thinking. Well, it's not unlike a relay race. You keep passing something on to the next person and they carry it on to the one after that. In a book, someone writes the first chapter, or the preface in our particular case, and then gets passed to a second person and they add their piece on, and they pass to a third and they add their piece on. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I had no idea whether they would think the idea was utterly daft or whether they would go for it. To my utter astonishment, they absolutely went for it. Situated at the top end of a winding road, high on the shoulder of Carrick-Gollum.
I wrote chapter 6.
I wrote chapter 5.
I wrote chapter 7.
I wrote chapter 9.
2. I had chapter 2.
So I wrote chapter 3.
So I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I drank copious coffee and I felt like a real writer.
It's very traumatic. I even rang Dad up at the beginning and I said, I'm not really sure I can do this. And he said, well, you can. I said, do you not remember me trying to do Leaving Cert English essays? And it was very traumatic.
It was a lovely creative experience. And I suppose because we've been living here throughout lockdown, working from home throughout lockdown, gotten to really know everybody here.
It's just such a lovely thing to be doing because it's so boring, the whole being indoors, not being able to go out.
It was a great distraction from COVID because the conversations were sort of, about the virus and the number of deaths and the number of cases and when's the vaccine coming, and then suddenly that all went. We suddenly had this conversations about, well, what are you doing with Bunty, or what are you doing with the superintendent, or where are you going with this?
But what we've done is we've unleashed talent which people didn't know they had. We had some very good writing in this book, I have to say, from people who've never written anything more than a pamphlet before. You feel as if you're finally going to come out of the mist and see where you're going again. And when your days are measured, it's pretty important because there's all sorts of little things you want to do. The end.